And we are back. So during the break, we realized that Ebrus gets an extra 1 health for put Discord on the back near the screen. For his dwarven toughness, wasn't it?
Yes, sorry. Which we didn't calculate in the last time, but yeah.
Yep. So we've added that on in case anyone's wondering why he's 24 of 24 now. And we left on the suspense of a little gnome friend.
Hello.
There is a halfling with a blade pointed towards you going, "What are you doing?"
Room service.
You trying to calm down, like, are you saying room services?
Yep, room service.
There's no room service here.
He's got all shitty with me, and he's like in my face. I'm just like, room service.
Well, it's the same size room as you were in, so he is like he would have to step forward to stab you. He's like, "There's no room service here. My door was locked. What are you doing in my room? How did you get in here?"
Well, first of all, your door wasn't locked, but if you don't require anything, I can come back later.
Can you roll with advantage? I can't think of the stat. There is it's not persuasion. It is persuasion. Or is there one for democracy? Because my head is democracy.
Do you mean diplomacy?
Diplomacy, yeah. Diplomacy makes more sense. Or I'll give you...
But there isn't diplomacy, but...
Yeah, because diplomacy is in 4th edition.
Alright.
But persuasion will work. Whichever one you... Yeah, add your modifier.
Democracy.
Well, diplomacy is, yeah. Democracy, you know? Arguing and not getting your way. Democracy.
16 in total.
Is that in total?
Yeah.
He seems very, very thin, but as you like slowly walk back, and do you close the door behind you?
Yeah. I have obviously I haven't even let go of the door at this point, so I'm just like, he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Room service," and he's like, "No, it isn't," and I'm like, "Okay," and I just take a step back and pull the door as I go.
You just leave the room, close the door. You don't hear noises coming from the door, because when the doors are shut, you realize there's some sort of like barrier of sound, and he was very like you could see it in his eyes. If you stayed there much longer, shit could have went real bad.
Okay, how far from my room am I?
You're about like your room is like halfway down, so you're about halfway down the corridor. So like 50 meters or so, not even like 2 minutes, like a 30-second walk.
All right, I'm gonna walk down to my room.
Yep.
Grab my sword.
Yep.
Walk back.
Oh God. Okay.
Room service arrived.
Knock on the door and shout, "Room service."
And he goes, "I didn't ask for no room service."
I'm gonna knock on the door. "Room service."
As he opens the door, goes to attack you and misses over your head slightly. But the door is now ajar. You're now in combat.
Cool. Well, yeah, okay.
Knowing you had your sword, and he missed quite badly, to be honest, but over your head.
Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna.
You went
yeah.
rapid
Well,
with the sword.
let's just fight him. Yeah, I'm in a mood. Let's just fuck shit up. I'll swing back.
I don't have a map, but I believe we can imagine this situation. There's a stone-ish door, or what seems to be a stone door in front of you. It's at a jar-ish. He opened the door and kind of stabbed around the door slightly, so you can swing it open more. You can stab him all in the same turn. It'll be perfectly fine.
He's taller than me, isn't he? So he's lunged above me.
He's a halfling.
So
Halflings are...
So he's taller than me.
Not by much, though. No, gnomes and halflings are roughly the same size, aren't they? Let me double check that. I think you're slightly shorter, but yeah, they're 44. Yeah, they're small creatures. What size are you? 3 foot?
3 foot something.
Halfling is 1 page up. Halflings are between 3'10" and 4 foot, and I think gnomes are between 3 foot and 4 foot. So you're like slightly smaller, but he did swing above your head. I think he's used to. You can tell he was used to fighting like humans or humanoid-sized people, and he was like stabbing for like the kidney area.
I
Well,
have
okay.
made the door in which you are fighting around.
Pardon?
You didn't have a room to drag us into, so I've just made the door where you're fighting around.
All right. I'll
Fair enough.
I'll do this then. I'll grab a token. I'll make it funnier. Oh, I have ghouls from a different campaign.
But
There we go. What?
Well, that's not like no.
Wait,
you
what?
need to use purple, not pink.
no, yeah,
Oh,
I am the purple one.
that's true. But why is the door gone now? Anyway, there's a
Well, I
door.
deleted the door. I'll just make it. Don't worry.
That's fine. That's fine. Well, as he's lunged over me, I'm just going to bring the sword up.
Yep. You're trying to attack him, yeah?
Yeah. Well, he
Yeah.
attacked me.
Yeah. The door is out of jar. Do you pull the door open fully first?
Well, have I got enough room?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. So, but like he's like what he did was he pulled the door slightly and stabbed around it, and that's why he went so high because he didn't realize what was going on.
Oh, okay. Well, so he's behind the door,
Yeah.
and his arms come right. In
Well,
that case,
at
I'll
it-
kick the door
yeah.
into his face.
Yeah. Like it's perfect. So like he's used the door as like kind of a lever to like aim around, but like you can move the door within your turn and it'll swing open. He's not fully committed to using the door, if you get me. He's just using.
But
it as,
is he?
kind of-
But like what I'm saying is he close enough to the door? Well, he's got to be close enough to the door. If I push the door open, it's going to hit him.
If I remove this, I'll explain it better when I draw. Draw freehand grey. Great. So the door is like it opens inwards because all doors open inwards here. He's like done this sort of that's the door. Oh, my drawing is amazing. He's like
And he's poked in the gap.
yeah, he's like halfway. He's at the corner of it. So if you kicked it, he can just like step slightly, and he's just full on easy to stab. In my sense of you don't get disadvantage. The door is not. The door is. You use the door as like kind of a to half protect his swing sort of thing because he wanted just to kill and close the door behind them, but clearly didn't work out for him.
So he's not behind the door. If I kick the door, it's going to open.
It's just going to open, and you're going to have a much easier time of attack.
And yeah, all right then. In that case, yeah. Well, he's swung. He's lunged. I will shoulder barge the door and swing at him. Well, thrust.
Yep.
Into under his arm.
Yep. He is still half naked. No trousers on.
19 plus Dex is 4, so I think I've hit.
Yep.
And then
Quite easily, and then you get your
lots of dice.
Yeah, you get your stupid. We realized this the last day, didn't we? I don't have it open on top of me, but if someone can read out, just to double check. I believe you get. I put it in a different chat. I can't remember what chat it is, but I believe you get your because you're within 5 feet. Sneak attack, which is just a really bad name now because it's not really. You get it pretty much as long as you're engaged, and so or someone else is engaged, and it's easy enough.
So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9 damage. Jesus. Right. Let me just take it up. There we go. There's my pen. Cool. That's what I hoped. Sorry, I'm trying to keep this with today's notes, so I have notes of everything. He makes an awful sound as you stab him straight within the like hip, just above the hip, like in towards the kidney, sort of like perfect like kidney shot. He screams in pain and goes, "How dare you? Do you not know who I am?" But he's not what Vulcan or not Vulcan. Yeah, Vulcan would know as bloody. He's not half health yet. Do you do anything else? Because I believe you have more abilities now, don't you?
I will disengage. I will take a step back out into the corridor.
Cool. We might as well keep this as our little corridor. I will draw a really quick box so we have a rough idea of how wide everything is for yourself. Reshape rectangle. We're gonna make the walls black. It's not a narrow corridor, but it's not narrow at the same time. Like 10 feet wide would not feel very wide for a human. And there's more corridors down, and obviously you can move up and down more. There's another door on to the opposite of this. I'm just going to draw that grey really quickly, just so you have a rough idea of like your surroundings. It's not important unless you choose to use them, obviously. Get grey up pretty quickly. Like there's another door here. Just so you know, if you want other doors, we can add them in. He, after being stabbed, takes a step into the corridor. Oh, he's drawing now. And goes to swing at you. And I don't know why I rolled 2, but he got 14 versus AC.
My AC is 15.
Okay, he swings and like you brush it away with your sword or dagger. You've short sword, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I've got a dagger on me anyway because
I
never go anywhere without it. But yeah, I went back and got my short sword.
And he goes, when the rest of the guild hear of this will be the end of you. You should have never taken a step into my room. His turn's over.
I'm just going to swing back. I'm going to aim to, rather than aim to kill him, I'm going to aim to, like, take him off balance, put him on his back.
Yeah, so you're trying to, it's called...
Put him on his back, disarm him.
Oh, you're trying to disarm him?
And put him, well, yeah, I want to incapacitate him.
So it's a cold shot, so it's at disadvantage, but don't you get to roll 2 dice being a rogue?
It's a what shot?
A cold shot, so basically calling where you exactly want it to hit, rather than just trying to hit. You're trying to hit it in a particular area.
Oh, okay.
Because you're trying to like do something in particular. If you stab someone, you're stabbing someone. But if you're trying to do a particular, like if you want to like break someone's knees while they're running away, you'd have to call the shot, or cold shot, I think is what the text is.
Alright, so I'm rolling 1 dice.
Yeah, basically it becomes disadvantage, but it cancels out because you have an advantage.
I don't think I hit there. What's that? That
4.
is a 4 plus 6 is 10.
Oh wait, no, because he's got dex because he's a rogue. No, it was close though because of the sheer fact that he's not wearing armor right now. You put your clothes on, so you have your armor. He does not. He's just wearing a t-shirt. He's still like basically trousers are in a nip. He swings back at you and gets a 18 versus AC, which is a hit.
But I'm disengaging, so he can't just swing at me. I get to disengage every time.
Yeah.
So I swing for him and then step back. So he then has to come to me.
Yeah.
And I'm ready for it.
But he will. He's not rolling with advantage or anything.
Okay, so he hits.
Yes. And when he does it, he shouts "intruder" on the top of his lungs. And he gets a 2 damage, so I'll put you to 13. He did not roll.
No, it puts me, 50, 13.
Because of your level up.
Yeah.
But if you want to disengage, did you disengage up the corridor or down the corridor, or towards the other door behind you?
Towards my room.
Okay, so we're putting you there. He would have went. Well, he still would have been disengaged. He would have went to here, and he would have went to here. Just for future, we can just move him along the corridor. Yep.
And then I'll attack him again, I guess. I guess I'm doing this disadvantage advantage thing again.
You're trying to knock him down again, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, that was an 18, I think. No, it was a 19 plus 6. So I think I've hit.
Yes, you have. Surprised you haven't got a crit yet, though, with this. You're not trying to kill him, so roll your damage as normal. So with your sneak attack bonus and everything. And if you were to kill, I will say he's on 1.
So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Well, I don't need to say that. He cripples on the ground, shouting, "Intruder! Intruder!" on the top of his lungs. I'm going to mark him as, if I can get the thing to come up. Why isn't it coming up? Oh, because he's a drawing. I need to make him to a fucking token. Oh. My god, I hate this sometimes. There we go. I marked him as red. He is on 1 health, which is kind of funny. You perfectly named him.
We need some witty
He
quips
is
from both sides.
like blood, like you can see blood spitting from his mouth as with that stab as well. And he's just shouting intruder, intruder, intruder. As you disengage, it's still technically your turn. Do you run out? Do you go back to your room? What are you doing here? What is the hope? Now remember, you do know this is a thieves guild, so what you would think thieves may or may not know is up to you. But
well, where's my room from here?
your room is. Let me just move these two lads. I'll put them over this map for a second. It's 50 meters, which is what in feet? Less than 50 meters. 20, 30 meters. So 30 in. I've done this on the wrong screen, but it's fine. In feet is about 100 feet, so about the equivalent of 2 turns away. So it's a decent bit down the corridor. You'd have to sprint to get there.
Okay, well, let's do that.
Okay. See, I'm gonna. You move towards your corridor. It takes you 6 seconds, which is 2 turns. The guy is just screaming intruder, top of his lungs. He is with like gargling something in his mouth while he shouts it, so it's not fully clear. And as that happens, there's a door in front of your room. So there were 3 doors on the left. The second door on the left swings open and another person is standing there. It's the human who was at the door from the night before. As you get to the door of your room, and he shouts, I asked you to keep to yourself. And he has a sword in his hand, pointed towards you.
And he's a human.
It's the human from the night before. It's the guy who was at the guy to the door. As you're coming towards the door.
Down the corridor.
Yeah, and he has his sword pointed directly towards you. You're beside there's about like 5 feet, down 5 feet. 10
if I'm
feet?
sprinting,
Yep.
If I'm sprinting down the corridor,
yep.
and he stood in front of me,
Yep.
I'm gonna slide, drop on my knees, and slide underneath his legs.
So
into my room.
You're not going into your room, are you? Your room is before him. So
all right. Then
I'm
I'm going into my room. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. So so there was remember there was 3 doors on the left. You were the 3rd door on the left when you came in. That's what you were told. The 3rd door on the left. He was the 2nd door on the left. So technically he's in front of you, blocking the exit that you know of. There was no windows in your room from the night before. But you can go into your room if you want. And he did shout at you as you were like doing that. He shouts at you saying, "I told you to keep to yourself." While he points a full sword towards you. So you go into your room, do you? Just confirm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into my room, shut the door.
Yep.
Run.
No, what furniture's in my room? The bed.
The bed and a small stool.
Cool. I'll push the bed up against the door.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna sit there, get my forgery kit out, and make some documents that says I'm someone really, really important in the Thieves Guild, like big, important, noble, kind of like distinguished person. I have, to be fair, I already have forged documents that indicate I am of a nobility and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah. No, I understand that, but just before we get to the documents, how are you barricading the door with the bed and the stool? It's just like a 3-legged stool, like the stereotype from.
Yeah, well, I pushed the bed in front of the door.
Okay.
And then I just sit on it, and
you're sitting on the bed. So you're sitting on the bed and not on the end of the bed. So I want to be very clear of where you are in this room. As
I'm like sitting, leaning against the bed, pushing it against the door.
Okay, that's just what I wanted to be careful of. Yeah. And Mr. Nuts is on you or around the room?
He's just running around thinking what the fuck's going on.
Yeah,
but
okay. Just making sure he's not like if he was in your pockets, that's different to him on the bed, just in case. It shouldn't matter, but just want to make the point that about 4 or 5 seconds goes by, and as you're like pulling out of the stuff out of the bag, like you're just like feverishly pulling that out, someone or smashing against the door. And can you roll me a strength check with advantage? So just roll 2d20s and add your strength modifier if you have any.
17.
Jesus Christ, you have a +5 to strength.
No, but that's a 17.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was the 3. That's fine. So 17.
A 3? Where's the 3?
It's beside it.
Oh, on the side.
Yeah, but it came up on the camera to me as that. Cool. And
I don't have any modifiers to my strength. I'm a fucking gnome.
yeah. So that first knock, the door is like at a jar, and obviously you kind of shove it back, and it's like you're it's not in a panic, but you know they're going to probably break. If that was like their first attempt, and if they brace for another one, shit could hit the fan. Can you roll me a sleight of hand check to pull the documents out with no advantage?
16.
That's a 17 on my screen.
That's a 10.
Oh, okay, I'm looking at the wrong one because I need +6. Okay, cool. So you pull
That's
that.
a 19.
You pull.
Oh, you're looking at the sides, aren't you?
Yeah, because it's just the way it comes across. It's fine. It makes sense that I'm reading it wrong. Sorry. So that's 16. You pull the documents out for the nobles. You've got. We went through this ages ago. It's on your character sheet. You had a fake document to say you're a noble. You had another fake document to say you're what? You had 2 or 3 of them. I think it's all written down somewhere. Just come up. You can, if you don't remember it off the top of your head, just come up with a second one. We'll make it canon.
Yeah. So like, I'm like some like not. Well, I don't know. Do you call them the King of Thieves or like?
Well,
whatever.
you didn't have one particular threat. You had ones to say you were nobles.
One to say that was noble.
Yeah.
And then the other one was was to do. Yeah, the other one was to do with like the whole roguish side of things. So like, it wasn't like a King of Thieves or the leader of a thieves guild or anything, but like he was quite an important person in like the thieves guild. He was like he got respect from the underworld, as it were, like an underworld kind of boss type thing.
Yeah. So you have both of them out in front of you. You know you need to make modifications, so you can survive right now. Not knowing who you've just potentially murdered. You maimed him and he was still screaming. So in your mind, he's still alive. He'll be fine. You know, just to take a quote from a really bad movie, just put it in the wash. It'll be grand. I presume you're going to take the roguish one, but
yeah.
And I'm going to let you roleplay and tell me how you feel like that needs to change, or what it needs to state, and depending on what you say or how you say it, Adam, that's when we'll leave this open to interpretation. I may give you, I can't think what it's called off the top of my head, because there's a special stupid term for it, but basically I will give you an extra 1d6 dice to state. You can use that on your roll to see how well you write it, if your description is inventive or great or whatever you want to perceive that was. But I need to know what you're going to change that to.
Oh God.
Yeah, putting you on the spot.
Yeah.
Inspiration.
Okay,
that's the one. That's the word I'm looking for. Inspiration.
Right. Okay. So yeah. Well, it's hard to say what I'm changing it to when I don't know what it currently says.
Well, yeah. Well, welcome to writing your character sheet 7 weeks ago.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So we'll just change it. Basically, it's just obviously I'm aware that as well as adapting it to the current situation, I've got to kind of take into consideration the whole the fact that time has changed, or we're in a different time. But from my travels around the town the other day, when we were trying to figure out what had happened when we first saw the centaur, who thought he was a minotaur but had a complex.
No, he knew he was a centaur. The god.
Oh, you thought he was a minotaur.
I thought I wanted him to be a minotaur, but I messed up.
All right, no worries. But seriously, yeah. I guess I'm just gonna change it to be some kind of like I don't know, like